Welcome to the Parenting Successful Teens, the podcast that cuts through the overwhelm and stress of this phase and offers parents simple, practical, cognitive, science-based strategies for keeping their teens on track. Join Master Coach and real-life mom, Allie Irwin, to talk about real teens, real problems, and the skills it takes to raise successful adults.
Hey everybody, we are in the middle of the Polar Vortex here in Michigan. It's -6 today, and it's like day 4 of everything being closed. Oh my gosh, there is so much weather drama going on here. And in fact, I've been hearing a lot about drama in all my client calls this week. So that is the inspiration for this week's podcast. And really, it's not unusual for there to be a lot of drama happening in my clients' lives. One of the most common things a parent will tell me is that there is too much drama in their house. Oh, my poor sweet clients talk about getting yelled at when all they were trying to do was help, of tears and slam doors and accusations, and then of yelling back, of losing their patience and feeling terrible, like they should have done better. And before I learned the tools that I'm sharing here, that was definitely me. There was plenty of yelling at our house, lots of drama. And maybe the worst was the before school drama. Probably wasn't the most intense, but it was a problem because it seemed like it happened every day. When I was pissed off that my son was making me yell at him because he didn't get up when his alarm went off, and then I'd go in to wake him up, and then I'd have to go in again, and now it's only 15 minutes until we leave for carpool. Or if he did get up and I thought we were going to be on time, I'd get all excited, and then I'd find out that he was texting instead of brushing his teeth or putting his shoes on, and now we were still going to be late. And the other mom would be sitting in our driveway texting me saying, "Where's Jason?" And I'd be upstairs yelling. It was a terrible way to start the day. And I blamed him for creating all that drama in the morning. And I kept trying to change our morning routine to create less drama. And that's what most people do. They try and change the situation. They think that the drama is created by the child that won't get up or the child that's texting. And they feel bad that they're losing their patience about the situation, and then they try even harder to control the situation. But it's not the situation that's actually creating the drama. My son, dragging his feet in the morning wasn't creating the drama. My thoughts were. My thoughts that he should get up the first time, or that it was my responsibility to get him to school on time, or that it meant something about his future if he was late to school, or that it meant something about my ability to be a good mom. My good momness was hinging on him being at school on time. But his lateness was not creating the drama. My thoughts were. And that's pretty easy to imagine, right? If I'm thinking that him being late for school means that I'm a bad mom, or means that he's never going to be able to hold a job, then of course there's going to be drama. So many parents, like I said, try and fix the situation because they think it's the situation that's causing the drama. If he would just get up on time, then they wouldn't have to yell. But that doesn't work because there's always another situation to fix. Even if I did get him up and out the door on time, then he would forget his gym shoes. Why weren't they in his gym locker or his history folder? I couldn't fix a single situation because there was always new drama emerging. But the drama wasn't coming from him. It wasn't coming from the situation. It was coming from my own brain. Oh, like those scary movies, the call is coming from inside the house. Drama is something that happens in your brain. It's an interpretation of the situation. okay? And that interpretation is created by our thoughts. Something is only frustrating and exhausting when we think something that should be happening isn't, or something that shouldn't be happening is. And most people kind of love drama when it isn't directed at them. Just look at the popularity of The Bachelor and Survivor. Sort of the whole reality TV genre is predicated on drama. We like it. It gives our brains a little hit of dopamine when it's not directed at us. We love the excitement of movies with heroes and villains, and we really do like drama for the most part. And there's nothing wrong with liking drama. Liking drama isn't a flaw, and even feeling drama isn't a flaw. Our brains and our bodies are hardwired to do this. Our brains are designed to be alert for potential dangers. That's what allowed us to survive as a species. Parents who weren't alert to danger, those kids were less likely to survive to adulthood. But when our brains I'm imagining like a tiger, eating a baby and like a chill parent off to the side. Okay, those kids didn't survive to adulthood. But our brain's natural tendency, left unmanaged, becomes a liability. Okay, there aren't a lot of tigers in our current situation. And yet our brains still perceive everything as a threat. Teaching your child not to touch a hot stove or pulling them out of the way of a speeding car is not the same thing as a missed homework assignment. And what we do is we take these small situations and turn them into drama. Our thoughts that they should have a different reaction, that they should get up on time and they should appreciate us more and they should always be polite and they should return our texts. Our thoughts about those actions are where the drama comes from. You ever notice that you can totally lose your shit over the fact that they called again about delivering a missing item to school? Okay, you can go into high drama and complain to 5 coworkers before like the blink of an eye. But yet you get a truly serious piece of news like they've broken a bone or they need medical attention and you can be totally calm, no drama. It's because all of the drama is happening in your mind. And when you aren't managing your mind, you're abdicating your emotional responsibility. You're saying that I need my teenager to behave in a certain way so that I can feel calm. Oh, if you think about it, that is just never going to work, right? You are giving your emotional well-being to someone who can barely manage their own emotional lives, right? Think about that. That's crazy. You're essentially saying, I'm going to try and control you so that I don't have to control my own mind. Oh, how is that going to work? And yet this is what you see when you look at so many pieces of advice out there about teenage discipline, right? Like you're supposed to find their currency. You want to get your child to respond to your text, so you should take away their phone. And I just want to point out, like if your problem is that you don't know where your teenager is and you want them to text you, how is taking away their phone going to help? It's a really popular suggestion that I hear in regards to teenage discipline is to take their phone away. And maybe if you have a teen that is so motivated by having an iPhone that they will just do whatever you say, maybe that'll work. But hello, that feels like its own kind of problem to me. And we're going to talk more about control soon, I promise. I'm going to do an episode on control because so much of the parenting advice out there is really advice about how to control your kids. But for today, let's just agree that trying to control your teen's behavior so that you don't have to manage your mind is not the way to go. It's not the fastest path to peace. And it's the least powerful place to parent from, right? Like if you are giving all of your power over your emotional well-being to your child and then you're trying to parent, well, they have all the power, you're going to have the least amount of influence. You're going to have the least ability to parent effectively. And yet, there are a lot of people that are willing to be in drama with you. You will have lots of company if you go that route. If you manage all of your drama by complaining about it to your friends, right? You're going to get a lot of social reinforcement. And you're going to hear things like good moms worry, right? They try to fix all of those things that their kids are being so dramatic about, their friend drama and teacher drama. And enmeshing with their drama is part of how we define being a good mom. And here's where it gets really interesting. Because so many parents are worried about screwing up their kids, like teens know that. And so they yell, "You're ruining my life." They know the exact thought to use as a trigger for parents, right? So furthermore, like you're giving your kids the exact thing they need to trigger you to have more emotional power over you. Okay, kids instinctively know how worried we are about doing that. And so that's what they pick to yell at us. Like that's why it lands. That drama is created in our brains when we're not managing our thoughts. And like I said, our kids know all of the best thoughts that will create the most drama for us. They say things like, "I hate you." And that works because we love them so much. They say, "You're a terrible mother." And that works because we're so worried about being a good mom. They know all the things to say that will create drama in our brains, and we let them. We're blaming our teens for drama, but the drama is really created by our thoughts. And those thoughts that our teens should be more reasonable, that they should appreciate what we do, those thoughts are creating our feelings of frustration and hurt and anger. Okay, think about it. Like if someone says you're being unreasonable after you tried to help them, how do you feel? You feel hurt. And then you take all of those feelings of hurt and frustration and you express them by yelling back at them. Okay, we yell that they're being unreasonable. Okay, they call us unreasonable and then we say they're being unreasonable. We create more drama. And my clients ask, like, what choice do I have? Of course, I'm going to feel angry and disrespected when they yell at me for stuff that's not my fault. Of course, I'm going to get mad. And what I want to offer you is that it's less work to just learn to manage your own thoughts. Okay, drama is created from thoughts we haven't learned to manage. And the good news is learning to manage your thoughts is totally possible. And in fact, not only is it possible, it's part of a perfectly designed system. Okay, your teenagers are actually your greatest spiritual teachers, specifically because they are so difficult to manage your mind around. Because they bring up all your shit. That is actually one of my favorite things about this age. And I'm going to say I truly feel a little bit sorry for people who don't have teenagers. Because if you do the teen years correctly, if you use them to help you get better at managing your mind, you and your teenager, like your whole family, will emerge stronger. Okay, you learn to manage drama at home, and then workplace drama is going to be easy peasy. When I got my first hater on Facebook, I literally laughed. I was like, there is nothing you can say to me. I have teenagers. Like, there's nothing you can say that's going to hurt my feelings. Oh, gosh. And once I had learned to manage my mind, then I could teach them to manage theirs. Okay, I could role model it, which is honestly the only effective way to teach teenagers anything is by role modeling it yourself. And only by learning this skill were they properly prepared to take on all the challenges of the next phase. I just love it. It's a perfectly designed system. Okay, they bring up all our stuff. We learn how to manage our mind, and then we teach them how to manage their mind right before we go out into the world that's going to bring up all of their stuff. Crappy roommate? They're going to know how to manage their mind so that they can set proper boundaries. Unreasonable teacher? They're going to know how to manage their mind so that they can address it and plan their work and get things done. Or figure out how to switch classes. Okay? They're going to learn how to manage their mind so they're not going to get caught in the drama. Okay? And if you haven't taught your kids how to manage their mind, they will not be prepared to handle whatever crazy stuff life is going to throw at them. I belong to this Facebook group that is dedicated to this phase of life. And you would not believe some of the stuff that happens in college. Like, it is high drama. And if your kids aren't prepared to handle that, they're going to have a much harder time adjusting to college, okay? Those kids are much more likely to be self-medicating with drugs and alcohol and, not effectively attending classes and doing their homework because they're going to be sucked into all this drama. And you're going to have a much harder time staying out of their drama and letting them learn to handle it themselves, okay? Those are the parents that can't sleep at night because they're so worried about their kids. Those parents didn't learn how to manage their mind during the teen years. They missed out on an important lesson. And if you know those people, send them this podcast, okay? They need to understand where drama is coming from, not only for their own sake, but also for their kids' sake. And if that's you, absolutely, let's set up a free call. I get it. It's so easy to get sucked into your teen's drama. It's seductive to want your kids to be happy and loving all of the time. It's our brain's natural tendency to feel like something has gone seriously wrong when they are yelling and slamming doors and making accusations. But I promise you, you will get more peace in your home, more influence, more of all of what you want when you learn to manage your own mind and stop creating drama. And when you do, everything gets better. And you'll be giving your kids the skills they need to be successful. Have a great week, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Parenting Successful Teens. If you enjoyed today's show, please head over to allieirwin.com/talk, where you'll find a free guide that teaches you 5 different ways to get your teenagers to tell you about their day. Grab the guide and start having better conversations today.